And today I want to talk about the different styles of attachment that we learn when we're children and how it impacts our relationships as an adult. So there's basically two categories. There is the secured type of attachment and the insecure type. What are they? So a secure type is if someone were to leave or relationship ends, when you get a new relationship, you're secure in yourself and you can be soothed. You can overcome whatever issues were a part of your previous relationship, whether it came from you or it came from the other person. Now, the insecure types breaks down into two. There is a type where if the person leaves and you were able to find another relationship, you are filled with anxiety, you struggle, you get upset. And then the other part of that is that if a relationship ends and you get a new one, you avoid the person because you have this hard shell. You're protective. The person before this person who entered your life hurt you in such a way now you're defensive, you're emotionally distant. You don't want to let your guard down, so you avoid anything and everything that not only reminds you of your previous relationships, your previous trauma, but any future relationships that can future emotions that can maybe trigger you. So, how can we overcome this? Well, the first step is to understand which attachment style that you have. Are you secure in yourself? Have you soothed and overcome any obstacles that are still haunting you or that could haunt you from your previous relationships? Because when you get into new relationships, we all have to understand that the new person is not the old person. What does that mean? That means the sins of your past is going to prevent you from finding success in your future. If you're going to judge your future partner, man or woman, by the actions of someone in your past, then that person will never be able to win. No one can defeat the ghost of Christmas past. We need to make sure that we identify the type of attachment style that we have, identify what is causing it, and then identify how we want to resolve it while still juggling any relationship that we have entered. Many of us think we are healed. Many of us think that we've overcome our past, but many of us don't even take the time to stand in our past trauma, stand in or next to the ghost of our previous relationships, and then call it out and then overcome each one. You need to truly appreciate the impact that your past had on you. We spend a lot of time running away from it. We spend many hours ignoring it. We enter many relationships in an effort not to confront it. You look in your closet, the doors are bulging because there's so much trauma in it. There's so much trauma, chaos, and unhealed emotions banging on your closet door, waiting to spill out. And all it takes is that one moment from the new person to do so. And then when it all comes pouring out, this person is shocked. You may feel a little bit of shock, a little bit of shame, maybe. And now it's all on the table because it's all rising and about to hit the fan. You don't want that to happen because people who have an attachment style where they're avoidant, what do you think they're going to do? They're not going to have the conversation. They're going to look at the mess and run, leaving the other person to walk through it alone. Or worse yet, the person will look at your mess, look at the door, and then they'll think to themselves, which course of action is the less stressful and the simplest for me? Help this person with their mess, which they weren't honest about, which they weren't able to confront, which they didn't want to talk about? Or do I go out the door and continue my life without this person, without this chaos? what do you think they're going to choose? Ask yourself this question. What would you choose? So that is why it is so important to understand where we're secure in and where we're not as secure in. Don't be afraid of it. Tackle the issues. What you can't do alone, do with someone else. Have that person support you, have them assist you. If you're honest with yourself, then you can expect honesty from other people. If you're dishonest with yourself, then you have to expect dishonesty from other people because you can only accept what you're willing to give out. And if you're willing to give out secrecy, dishonesty, then that is what you're going to get. Because each relationship that you enter, there's going to be the request to be vulnerable. There's going to be the request to open up. And I'm talking about good, healthy relationships. So if you're not able to do that, find out why. If you're the type of person, if a relationship ends and then someone else comes into your life and you're full of anger, find out why. If you enter a new relationship and you're avoiding that person on an emotional level and you refuse to be vulnerable, you refuse to open up, find out why. You owe it to yourself to have a healthy, responsible, respectable relationship. Don't you?